Swinging a high drive into center field. Hits at the wall. It is gone! Costas does it again. It's gone! It's into the bullpen! This game is tied!
He swings and rips one to center field. It's high, it's deep, it's back, it's gone! Sale winds, he fires. Swing and a miss, strike three, it's over! The Red Sox have won the World Championship!
What's up? Welcome back to Play Tessie. It is episode 184. This is the official Red Sox podcast of WEEI, the Red Sox radio network. Gordo, Sammy, and Pat here for you guys today. Before we get going, subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Odyssey app, Spotify, Apple, wherever. Subscribe, rate 5 stars, leave a comment. Tell us what you think of the show. Find us on YouTube. We're on the WEEI channel. Find the Play Tessie playlist there. It's got all of our episodes in video form, so you can see our faces. Sammy's wearing a hood that makes him look kind of bald today, which is like the first time ever. He does have hair, confirmed. Oh, and he has a lot of it. The most out of all of us, actually. Yeah, by far the most out of all of us. But you did look bald for a second.
I'll go back. I'll go back to being bald.
Yeah, go bald for at least the intro.
Okay.
So yeah, subscribe to WEI, hit the thumbs up on all our videos on YouTube, and find us on the socials at PlayTessie on both Twitter and Instagram. And yeah, I mean, we just kind of move through the topics as we go through spring training. Like, it all kind of ties together for the same stuff. Like, man, we're just counting the days till we get to go. I mean, is today when? No, today's Tuesday. Drop days.
On drop day, 2 weeks.
2 weeks from drop day. That'll be good. I mean, I just hope that by the time we get there, this bug or whatever the hell's going on in Fort Myers is gone. Like, I texted Bradfo today, like, stay safe out there, because I swear to God, everyone is getting sick. Like, today alone, you had Meyer, Anthony, and Costas all scratched because of whatever this stomach virus thing that's going around. And I know everyone up here is getting sick too. It's crazy.
Not me. Not yet.
Not us, right? Pat, you're okay too, Pat?
Dude, I'm okay. It is rampant. Rampant. I have patients cancel all the time because they're catching the neurovirus or they're catching the flu. Everything's going around.
If I get sick before the Florida trip, I'm going to put on sweatpants, long socks, a hoodie, and I'm going to run so many miles just so I sweat everything out, because I cannot miss the spring training trip. There's nothing that will stop me from missing that. So if there's a sickness in me, it's not going to live there for long.
What you got to do is find a sauna. We were house hunting, and one of the houses, like, I swear to God, it's not like some gazillion-dollar house. Like, it was like whatever house, but it had a sauna in it. And like, just completely like this small little thing. And it like, yeah, that's what you'd need. You'd need a sauna.
Let me go pick one up.
Out whatever the hell. Yeah, you can just pick one up.
I'll go snag a sauna. And
yeah, just grab a sauna. Do they have those at like the YMCA's? Or
yeah.
Some do. Like, I know my gym doesn't have a sauna, but it has a steam room.
What's the difference?
Sauna is more of like not a dry heat, but like a steam room is like hot water steam. Where sauna is just like, yeah, where a sauna is like a set hot temperature that makes you sweat, if that makes sense.
Pat, when you're in a sauna, because the gym I used to go to downtown used to have a sauna. I don't know if it still does, but I don't go there anymore. I hated when people would talk to me in the sauna. I felt like it was the weirdest setting to have a conversation. Like, yeah, we got towels on, but come on. We're unclothed in here. I don't want to have a conversation. I just want to...
Dude, Monday, Sunday, one of the two, guy was talking to me, asking me about... Oh, no, it was last week, because he was asking when the Four Nations face-off for hockey, when the championship game was. And I'm, like, facing my locker, and the voice comes from behind me. This dude is full wrench out, hands on hips. Just... Is that tonight? You know what time that game's on? And I'm like, dude, put on your tighty whities and maybe I'll talk to you, please.
Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. Like, we're all guys. It's a locker room. You could be in the nude. It's okay. But some guys are a little too comfortable. Where I'm like, buddy,
I never liked any of it.
Dude,
I don't want to see anyone's piece. No.
Once,
No, nobody's looking. It's just
But
knowing that the person you're talking to is completely naked is just uncomfortable.
I would say a good twice a week, there are two men over the age of 60, just one foot up on the bench, no towel, just like, how are the kids? And I'm like, do you guys not have you no shame? Have you no shame?
Maybe when we're that age, when I'm actually that age, not a joking way, when I'm actually that age, maybe I'll just be like, all right.
Dude,
Walk around
there's no way. I'm just gonna, like, the day I turn 60, today's a good day to walk around with the twig and berries out. Like, that's
I don't want to.
It's not gonna happen.
That will
It's
never
not gonna happen.
ever happen for me. No chance. Like high school locker room, like getting ready for baseball practice. I already didn't even like going down to my underwear to put on like the baseball pants. I'd wait for people to move along to even do
You
that.
know what I would do? This is interesting. So when I was in high school, my family moved to California. So I actually lived on the West Coast for a little bit. And when I moved there, my first thought was like, what's something that people in California do? And so I go to this like high school fair thing where all like the different clubs and sports are. And there was one booth that was water polo. And I'm like, what is that? That sounds cool. I've never heard of that. That's an interesting sport. So I talked to the coach. He's like, oh, yeah, this sport is like, it's crazy. Like people are like, you're underwater. You're trying to score goals. It's a little bit aggressive. And so I'm like, all right, cool. So I gave it a shot. I ended up playing it for 3 years in high school. I really liked water polo. But people would do this thing called deck changing, which is when you have like a crowd of people there to watch the game. You have your team, all your coaches, the other team, and all their coaches. And you have to change like on the deck, but you have the towel around you. So if you let go of the towel accidentally, everyone's going to see everything. It's the most high pressure changing of clothes situation ever, only because people didn't want to walk 30 seconds into the locker room, get a stall, change, and come back out, because that's what people were lazy. People, high schoolers, you know how they are. So that's what I would do, and it was like it was like high stakes changing. Crazy, right?
All
That
right.
sounds awful.
I
thought it was great.
What? I have no earthly idea how I'm gonna transition changing in locker rooms and uncomfortable old man nudity into the Red Sox, but
Here, I got you.
yeah.
You know who else has locker rooms? The Boston Red Sox. How about that game today on Tuesday as we record?
Good job, man. You know who played in that game?
Guys who have
Masataka
been,
Yoshida.
He's changed before. He's been naked at least once.
You know what though? When he's naked in the locker room, he still, I'm sure, can't stare at anything but his teeth. Like, you can't take your eyes off those pearly whites. The whitest god. There was a picture of him and Rafi smiling together. No disrespect to Rafi, but like the difference in teeth was, oh my god! I gotta find this picture.
It gotta be fake, right? He's gotta have fake teeth.
Yeah, they're
Oh, there's
veneers
some-
for sure. For sure, veneers.
What's that mean?
Veneers,
Yeah,
fake
what's
teeth.
that?
It's
Like,
like
what do you think? He like had his teeth removed and these
No,
inserted?
they like shave them down and then they like custom fit fake teeth.
yeah,
Like they'll
it's
literally
pretty-
drill your teeth down?
Yeah, they shave
Yeah.
it down.
Ah!
Yeah, it's more common than you think. It's pretty easy to tell too. Like if someone tells you they have veneers, you can tell forever. Just their smile is like,
Yeah.
it's just not. It's a little unnatural.
I'm just imagining Masa sitting there in the dentist chair and like getting his teeth shaved to nubs.
Ugh.
Like what?
Ugh.
I'm
Ugh,
trying to
yeah.
find the picture. I don't know. I don't think it was today. I'll find it. We'll post it, or we'll put it in the in the show somehow. But
Why does he get all the? I'm not saying it's wrong. Why does Masa get all the aura comments? Everyone always says he has the most aura, and I agree. He does have.
You're gonna look at that picture and ask why everyone talks about him having aura?
that's not even the one I'm thinking of, Joe. But
No,
yeah,
no.
that is aura. That is aura.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not asking why.
Look at
Why
Sammy.
people say he has aura, but why him so much more than like Devers? Like Devers looks like he has aura there.
Dude, look at the first comment on that tweet.
Yeah, that's the
I
point of the question
guarantee
I'm
you.
asking. It's the question I'm
know.
asking. Why does everyone do it?
Dude, he has chromed out sunglasses, veneers. He's wearing a Johnny Flash's shirt. It's $1,000 because the pattern is
Dave
so
flashes.
complex.
Dave flashes.
It's
Jesus.
Dan. It's Dan Flash.
Dan. Darn. 0 for 2. All right, we're 1 for 3 now.
Dude, just.
I
Oh,
can't find this picture.
the
It might have been on
watch?
their story.
Yeah, but even in pictures where he's just in like Red Sox uniform, he'll be standing in the middle of the field doing nothing, and people will be like, "Aura." I'm not saying it's wrong.
He has
Why
aura.
him?
Sam. He has aura. He has.
No, I
dude,
agree.
He's
I agree.
adorable.
But what is it? What is it? Because we all agree he has aura, but like
It's the teeth. It's the teeth
just
and the
the teeth?
mysteriousness
That's
and the mysteriousness of him not speaking the language.
that's it.
And it's not Spanish either. Like Spanish, like a lot of us took Spanish in high school, and even if you didn't, like there's words and it's spelled like they use letters that you can recognize. With Japanese,
Germanic.
he could be saying like hello, nice to meet, like hi, good to meet you, and he could be saying fuck your mother, and like I wouldn't know the difference.
Gordo, you nailed it. You said it's the mysteriousness. He's mysterious. I think that's like because I get it. He's funny. He's got good teeth. He dresses well. But like a lot of guys are like that. He's mysterious. I think you nailed it right there, Gordo. That was professional Red Sox analysis.
All
But I
right,
think
well, go ahead, Pat.
No, I have a closing remark on this. It's the mysteriousness, and then it's also just how he like shows up places. Like in the offseason, you didn't hear boo about Masataka Yoshida, and then all of a sudden he's like in front of a Shark Tank in a $10,000 outfit. Like it's just he just pops up in like the most random places, just swagged out.
I got a question.
Just
I got a question. So, okay, we've established Masa has aura. He's mysterious. He's got good teeth. He dresses well. I feel like, just for example, Rafael Devers. If Rafael Devers was posting pictures of himself on vacation and stuff in the offseason, I feel like the comments from Red Sox fans would be more like, why isn't he in the gym? Why isn't he practicing for spring training? Why isn't he getting ready for the season, kid? But Masa gets off the hook 100% of the time. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but
You're not wrong.
it's what happens. Okay,
I
I'm not
think
crazy.
I think it all boils down to Rafael Devers doesn't have veneers.
So,
It's true.
okay,
He definitely doesn't.
if Rafael Devers gets veneers and grows a beard, which I know Gordo doesn't
No,
like, but if
absolutely
he
not.
gets
No.
veneers,
Stop.
all right,
it.
fine, just veneers. How many
Yes.
home runs?
42 is the floor.
I just like I can't even picture it because I think less. I think it's like the further away you get from his childhood innocence, the fewer homers he's going to hit. That's why I don't want the beard.
Well, so I feel like he's kind of been stuck progress-wise. Like, you see, he's still good, but maybe he's reached his peak as the young, childlike Rafael Devers. If he grows a beard, it
No.
unlocks a new level. It's like he hits puberty finally, and now he's strong. Stronger than God.
No, because
he
then
can
you're
hit-
ripping the heart out of him, Sammy. He's a different.
No,
he's a
it's still
different
there.
human.
No, that young lad is still there. That young lad is still inside him. It's just he's an adult now.
No, Rafi's our boy. He's a little boy. He's Carita.
Yeah, what is that? What's Carita?
Babyface.
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 Ah, what's man face in Spanish?
What is man in Spanish? Is it hombre? Hombre, casa hombre,
Chico, hombre.
Cara de hombre,
cara de hombre,
face of man.
the face of man.
It's new Raffy. Oh man, I wish there was more Red Sox stuff to talk about, but we've got veneers and beards and aura.
Well, let's talk about because part of the reason why I brought up Yoshida is because I think it's such an interesting conversation. It kind of leads into everything else about where, like, what is his role to you on opening day? Like, let's say, like, he's throwing at 45 feet right now. It's early March. If you're throwing at 45 feet in early March, I don't think he's going to be ready to play the field on opening day. So you have a couple of options. You have three options. You could start him on the IL, which you're allowed to do if you can't play the field. You could start him on the IL. You could have him be your full-time or platoon DH. He could DH most games. Or you could keep him there as a bench pinch hitter that can't play the field. Which avenue would you go with on opening day, and let's not do like the whole, because last episode we did the as of right now who's in the lead for second base. This is, what do you think when it's all said and done at the end of spring training? What do you think your preference would be? Not what would they do, but what would your preference be?
Are we assuming he can hit but can't play the field?
Yeah, let's say that. Let's say he can't play the field for like at least the first 2 weeks of the season.
I'd probably just DH him. Well,
and you got to list
tough.
out everything else. You DH him. What does that mean for everyone else? Go through the whole train.
Yeah, that's tough. If he can't play the field, okay. So part of why I wanted Alex Bregman is because if you have Alex Bregman, I thought the Red Sox would put him at second temporarily, keep Devers at third, and then you can keep Yoshida as the DH. You slot in more guys, and that's why when the Red Sox got Bregman, I said, okay, cool. Now there's no scenario in which I don't want Yoshida on the team. Prior to Bregman, I was saying if he's going to keep you from adding a guy like Bregman, get rid of him. I don't care how. Yeah. So if Bregman's at second, I would just DH Masa. Lefty, righty, I don't care. I would just DH the guy. But it sounds like Bregman, right now at least, as we're recording, it sounds like he's going to be the third baseman, which means Devers would DH. So I don't know what I'd do with Masa. I guess I'd probably start him on the IL. If he's not your everyday DH.
What would you do? Not because, like, I get it. It looks like they think Bregman's going to play third base. What would you? So would you put Masa at DH, or would you do what they're doing?
If he can't play the field at all, I think I would start him on the IL. Just brief IL stint to start the season. We won't even remember it in 2 months from now. That's what I would do. If he's healthy and he can play the field, which I understand it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Hypothetically, if it were the scenario where he was healthy, good to go, I would have him, left field, DH,
and
whichever one fits better that day.
He'll come back too.
Say again?
He'll come back too. Like, you can say all these things, it's all opening, but like within a couple of weeks of the season, like what you're saying can happen. It's just going to be, instead of March 27th, it'll be April 12th.
Right. Yeah. So I think if he's not able to play the field, I would just start him on the IL. And if he is able to play the field, I would fit him in left field and DH, depending on who's pitching for the other team and what makes sense matchup wise, if that makes sense.
Pat, what would you do?
I would DH him to start, because I think his role, as weird as it sounds, was contingent upon one of the second base guys proving they deserve to be the starting second baseman. I don't think that has happened so far, and I don't think it'll change too much in the next couple of weeks. So to start the year, I would DH Masa, Rafi at third, Bregman at second. Now, the interesting part of this is if Willier's not good to go.
Mm-hmm.
If Willier's not good to go, and we're going with Masa cannot play the field, correct?
Yeah, for at least the first 2 weeks. Yeah, we'll talk opening day here.
Then you probably have to roster Roman or Campbell and put him in left field. But I don't see a world where Masa's like starting in left field if he can play first or play the outfield. You know what I mean? As of right this second, yeah, I would go Bregman at second, Devers at third, Yoshida DHing. I think that makes the most sense right now until Campbell's ready.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now too, and obviously things can change if Campbell gets super hot in spring training and blazes to the finish line. Like, I get that we always talk about take spring training stats with a grain of salt. Spring training doesn't really matter that much, but there are cases where it does matter. Like, guys earn roster spots and lose roster spots in spring training, and the guys on the major league bubble, like a Kristian Campbell, like a Vaughn Grissom, like a David Hamilton, like a Roman Anthony, these guys who are competing to try to win opening day roster / opening day lineup spots, it does matter. And for a guy like Campbell, who I think a lot of us, I don't even want to say assumed, because it's coming from the team. Their belief in Campbell comes like that. That's not just fans and media making stuff up. Like, the team is very open about how they feel about him. So I think people rightfully sort of just assumed that Campbell was going to be on the opening day roster. But the truth is, this guy's got, I believe, 19 AAA games, and you don't want to get a guy's big league career off and running when he's not feeling like himself at the plate. So if he doesn't blaze to the finish line, to me, there's no reason to not start him in AAA. And unless someone like him or Grissom goes nuts in spring training and just takes that job, because someone has to take that job. If no one takes that second base job, yeah, to me, it's Bregman at second, it's Devers at third, it's Yoshida at DH, and Alex Cora spoke at length today about how Masa has been hurt the last couple years. He was getting injections for injuries, and like 2 years ago when his production fell off, it was because he got this injection because he was hurt and he just hadn't been the same since. But now he's going to be right. It's like the team, at least what they're telling you, has a level of belief in Masa. So give him some time to prove it before you strip his job in favor of young players who are going to be there and are going to be ready to contribute. So you DH Masa, Duran's in left, Rafaela is in center, and Abreu, if he's healthy, is in right. And to me, if Abreu's not healthy, I'd probably say just go with Anthony. But
I'm like kind of, I'm already getting close to that because Willier, I don't know if you guys saw the picture of him showing up. He does not look like thick Willie. He looks like thin Willie right now, and it's not his fault. He got sick. We saw what happened to Vaughn Grissom. Gordo, I think you even tweeted about that, about how Vaughn Grissom lost 700 pounds or whatever. We heard some crazy, crazy takes about that last year. Like, I heard it was actually 25 pounds. Like, who knows? He lost a lot of weight. So if Willier Abreu's not damn near close to 100%, I would strongly consider Roman Anthony for that role. Corner outfield, right or left, wherever he slots in better.
And not for nothing, too. Sorry, Pat, but not for nothing.
No, I'll follow.
Just a quick thing. Not for nothing. If Willier needs 2 weeks, you can play Anthony for the 2 weeks and then send him down. And if he spends enough time down, he doesn't earn the service time, right? So it's not like you can still mess. Like if that's what you're worried about, like that's not necessarily a thing. But go ahead, Pat.
If he's cooking, you can't send him down if he's hot. You can't.
But then who cares? Like if he's cooking, who cares?
Oh man, too much talent. What a problem to have. Go Sox.
At that point, though, do you go with STD, spring training darling, Trace Thompson, and platoon him and Rob Refsnyder instead of having
STD.
Roman up for like 2 weeks to send him down? I don't think that's a crazy idea. I don't think that's crazy.
Pat, say it again. Say it again. I got distracted by your STD.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did too.
So I was saying, do you carry Trace Thompson on opening day to avoid Roman kind of going up and down? And then that way, left field, you kind of switch off between Trace Thompson and Rob Refsnyder.
I mean, you could do it. I mean, it depends because like if Anthony's got like a 790 spring training OPS and it's like, all right, this guy's barely had AAA come too. It's like, okay, maybe. But if Anthony's crushing it, it's like, I mean, literally Alex Bregman today is like, yeah, this guy's going to be like I'll pull up what did he say? Like a special hitter in this league.
Yeah. While you look that up though, let me clarify. Trace Thompson makes sense if you're going to have Roman with the idea or the pre-notion that you're going to demote him in 2 weeks when Yoshida's ready.
Right.
If you're going to give him like a legit shot, see what he can do in 2 weeks and he's playing well, you're going to keep him, then obviously you go Roman. Can
I say, let's assume Willier's healthy though. And by the way, the quote was he's going to be an elite hitter in the game was Alex Bregman today on Roman Anthony. But let's go back and I'll lay out again the roster that I see right now as what I would go with opening day today. Second base is Bregman, third base is Devers, Yoshida's at DH, Duran is in left, Rafael is in center, Abreu's in right. This is going to give you a couple of weeks to figure out, okay, like opening day lineup is not like that's not the final product. Like these lineups change and guys move up and down and get optioned. Like it changes all throughout the year. It gives you a couple of weeks because let's be real here. If Kristian Campbell doesn't open the season with the big league club, he's probably going to force his way up there at some point. So it gives you a couple of weeks to figure out, is Yoshida actually going to be productive for us this year? Did Cedon Rafaela's adjustments actually make a difference? Like, you will have time to figure out who should be the odd man out when these prospects force their way into the lineup. And obviously injuries could take that decision out of your hands too. But in the end, like if guys are healthy and a Campbell or an Anthony forces their way onto the roster, someone is losing their lineup spot. And having a couple weeks of regular season games with guys who already have different levels of big league success, different levels of success at the big league level, it'll give you kind of a better picture, in my opinion, than spring training can, especially with guys like Rafael and Yoshida, who you're hoping will be better, especially offensively, than they were last year.
Yeah, Gordo, that's what I would do too. The only reason I didn't, post that idea is because it just doesn't seem like the Red Sox are
No.
super into that, which is weird because we all agreed if Bregman did play second base, obviously it's not ideal. He's better at third base, but we all think he can handle second base, and we all agreed it would be temporary. And if it helps you fit guys in, I guess maybe from the Red Sox perspective, less moving parts for your big time players is better. Like when Cora's moving guys around, it's normally not the superstar players, ideally. That's just a guess as to what they might be thinking. But I thought when they signed Bregman, it would be a no-brainer to at least start him out at second base.
Yeah, it doesn't it feel, because like the major reason why I was a proponent for Bregman over Arenado, obviously there's versatility, but to me, I thought the more important thing was that he was able to play second base. And I know that the Red Sox are excited about all three of the other options they have, and maybe that's why they've kind of, I don't want to say shifted Bregman to third, but they've been giving him all the reps at third. Like he's barely touched second base, right? And
Yeah.
I think it's pretty clear it's because they believe in Kristian Campbell, they believe in Vaughn Grissom, they believe in David Hamilton. Like someone from that group is going to earn a job. But like to me, that's all hoping for what could happen. Whereas
Mhm.
what do you have like a bird in the hand right now? You've got, that Alex Bregman is going to be a really good Major League Baseball player. You know that Rafael Devers is going to be a really good Major League Baseball player. I think it's a fair assumption. Yoshida, I believe, I know, has been an above average big league hitter both of his 2 seasons in the majors, even though like we didn't love what he did last year and in the second half of the first year, he's still for both years been above average at the plate. And you know that Rafael is going to play defense. So like that's what you know. Everything else, like what we think that Anthony Campbell, Grissom, even Hamilton, like Hamilton very up and very down last year too. Like you don't know with a lot of these guys, but the guys in the lineup that you could slot in today, you do.
You talk about what we do know. We know that Alex Bregman's a Gold Glove third baseman too. So the Red Sox might be
True.
believing, why would we move these pieces around when we already know we could have a lockdown left side of the infield with Bregman and Story? That's pretty friggin' good. And then maybe you have, let's just say hypothetically, David Hamilton at second. That's another above average defender on the infield. And then Casas, say what you want about his defense. He's 6'5". That's a big target for those other three guys. So you go from having an infield defense that was just destroying your team last year with, all the rotation at shortstop, and then Sedon, he did his best, but that's his second position. You're just dying out there at short. Devers at third. Say what you want. Below average defender, and that's putting it lightly. So now maybe the Red Sox are just thinking, why don't we just go with this good defensive lineup? These guys will hit enough to win games. Just the theory. I'm with you guys. I do Bregman at second, but that's just what I think the Red Sox might be thinking right now.
Well, here's a question to pose to you guys then, because Sammy, I think that's very much on the table, and that could be what they're thinking. But then the question I have is why multiple like winter meetings and Fenway Fest? Why was Alex Cora saying Alex Bregman's going to be a Gold Glove second baseman? Like why did those words exit Cora's mouth if the plan was then going to be once they sign the guy, he's going to be your third baseman?
I mean, maybe that makes him sound more appealing to Craig Breslow or an ownership, the versatility that he won't be quote unquote blocking those young minor leaguers, which we all don't subscribe to that theory anyway, but you never know who does. So maybe that's why I was just trying to make him sound more appealing, put pressure on the front office.
But you don't think the front office would sign him knowing, like when the front office signs him, there's enough communication in the organization where they know generally what the role he's going to play will be. Like they're not going to sign him and be like, all right, we're bringing Alex Bregman in and AC, like you do what you want with the guy. Like, no, there's a plan in place, I would think. Like they're not going to sign him without a plan.
It might not be a plan. It might just be options that they have.
Can I tell you what I think? I think it has everything to do with Devers.
I was just going to say that. I agree.
And to be honest, and it all ties into that Sean McAdam report where he reports that they had told Devers all off season that like, hey, like all the stuff you're hearing in the media about Bregman and Arenado, nah, like we're not doing that. That's all nonsense. Like, don't buy into that. And then of course they bring in Bregman. Like, I think the Cora saying second base thing ties into that, kind of allows them to then pursue Bregman without necessarily having to have that conversation with Devers of, yeah, we're pursuing this guy and he's going to take your job. Cause no, hey, maybe we're going after him, but if we get him, and we're probably not gonna, but if we do, he'll play second base. Don't you worry, Chief.
I mean, I hope Devers isn't that big of a head case where they got to tell him stuff like that to keep him happy after he's been paid. That would be not good.
Don't put it on
in my
him.
opinion.
Put it on them.
No, it's on him. He's a professional. He's already been paid. You have to be able to move around. Like, come on, man. This isn't little league.
But if they lied to him, like, how's that Devers' fault if they lied?
I just
to him?
don't. I don't know. I would have to hear the way they worded it, Tim. I would highly, highly doubt that they said, "Don't worry, Rafi. You got third base no matter what, even if we get Alex Bregman or Nolan Arenado." Just makes no sense to me. Something has to have been lost in translation or something. That just doesn't add up. Makes no sense.
I mean, and we texted about this when the report came out, but like, I don't see any reason to not believe that that's exactly what they did, because we know that they did it with Tristan Casas too. Like, we saw those reports all offseason from both sides of the spectrum. Like, everyone, like in Red Sox media, in Mariners media, national media, everyone reporting that Tristan Casas was offered up in trades with the Mariners. But then when you ask Tristan Casas, what did the Red Sox tell you about that? He says, yeah, they told me it's nonsense, and we even joked about it.
So you're putting your faith in a Tristan Casas quote then.
Why would Casas say that they lied to him if they didn't lie to him?
Casas says
he didn't say they lied. Sorry, I should rephrase that. Why would Casas say that they told him that the trade rumors were nonsense if they didn't say that?
Why would Casas say it feels like he's getting stabbed with a knife when he swings the bat when it doesn't actually feel like that? I don't know, man. It's Tristan Casas. I just look, we love the guy. He's great to us. I'm just not going to take his quotes for 100% face value. You might be true. This whole thing might be true. And I don't for a second think Sean McAdam would ever lie about anything. Absolutely not. I don't want anyone to think that's what I'm saying. I just don't know if I don't know if it was as firm as, Rafi, no matter what happens, you are going to be the third baseman, even though defensively, stats-wise, you've been one of the worst defensive third basemen for the last 8 years. Like, I don't know. Either way, if Devers is going to be difficult about this, and I don't think he's going to be, it sounds like he even said to the media, this is being overblown. But if he's going to be difficult about it, that's a bad look, in my opinion.
When are we going to have a resolution on this then? Because
opening
to
day.
Be honest with you, like the longer this goes on, and let's be real here. When do they go to Mexico? What is it? The 23rd they leave for Mexico, right? So like their spring training in theory ends earlier than everyone else's, because they're not going to bring like if I mean, I guess they could, but to me, like if Kristian Campbell is going to start with them and with the team in Worcester, they're not going to bring him to Mexico to then. I mean, I guess they could. I don't know. Would they bring guys to Mexico that aren't then going to travel with the team to Texas?
Maybe.
Maybe they might, and I honestly they could, especially if
they could.
Because if Hamilton and Campbell and Grissom kind of get going, and there's a legit competition going into opening day, I mean, yeah, then you kind of have to, right? You have to give everyone that kind of one last look before you set the roster. But I don't think they would if someone had no shot of making the roster. I'll leave it at that. No, they wouldn't carry him to Mexico. That'd be ridiculous to do that.
So I'm trying to remember some last year, Sammy. Remember we were at the airport about to fly home, and we saw
Crone.
Yes, and we saw CJ Crone at 5 a.m. at the airport.
Yeah.
Seriously, it was the earliest morning flight
Weird.
You could imagine, and CJ Crone is just, and he didn't fly. We thought he was actually maybe
he was going to Texas. Remember, he was going to somewhere in Texas, and we're like, oh no, he's going home or something, or Arizona or something.
The Red Sox went to Texas, so I think we thought he was meeting the team or something, but he didn't. Or maybe he did.
No, Red Sox went to Seattle.
No, remember they played 2 games in Texas?
You're right. They did go to Texas. You're right. I forgot about that.
Why do they keep doing this? It's weird.
I don't know. You know what I'm thinking? Maybe, and this is this is a little bit out there. Maybe they bring the minor league guys who are kind of fringy, even if they know they're not going to make the major league roster, take them on the trip to Mexico, be like, look, this is what it's like traveling with the major league team. Look at this first class flying. Everything's fancy. Just as a little kick in the tush, little motivation before they go back to AAA. And then they have that in the back of their mind all season long. Like, I want to get back on that fancy jet plane flying first class, all this great food, all the amenities. Oh my God, that was so great. Maybe they use it as a little bit of a last second motivator. I don't know. Costs them nothing to bring extra guys.
Help me remember something. Because remember last year, Joely made the opening day roster over Bernardino. And it was seen as this like shocking thing. And it was really surprising. Did we know that before? No, I'm remembering it as I'm thinking of it. We learned that while they were in Texas.
Right, yeah, and it made sense too. We were like, all right, Joely has the options. Bernardino has a tougher contract to work with. Yeah.
Did he make the trip? Is what I'm because like
I don't think he would because he's been on 2 different major league teams. It's not like he needs the added motivation. I'm talking about for like the young guys who haven't really traveled with the big league team before, who haven't really felt what it's like. That has to be cool for them and a motivator of some sort. Not that they're not already motivated.
We're going to have to look up the stats from those games and figure out if the big league players exited the game. Because to me, logistically, because like, yeah, they could go on the plane, but then the Red Sox are flying to Texas for opening day. What are they going to do with all the guys that need to go to Worcester? Like, are they just going to send them on a commercial flight from Mexico to Worcester or to Logan? Or are they only going to bring what I'm thinking here is that they might have to set the roster or like at least know internally. They may not have to announce it, but they may have to set the roster because those are the guys that are going to Mexico.
I have the game 1 stats from when they played Texas in that week.
What do you got?
From the lineup, it was all the starters pretty much, but then Barrelman, Pablo Reyes, Eddie Alvarez, and Contreras.
Right. That's all the answers we needed. That's all we needed.
and then Slayton, Joely, and Boozer after Whitlock.
I remember Joely pitched in that game, and we had the meme ready to go, and he let up we were going to use it in a spring training game. He let up a bomb like right off the. He I love Joely. God bless his soul. He's such a nice, funny guy, but he tried so hard to not let us use our Joely meme. It just like we just never.
Where is he now? What's he doing?
I don't think he's with anybody.
No, he did. I thought he signed a minor league deal.
Free agent. No, free agent.
Really? I thought. Where did he go after the Red Sox?
If you're thinking of Johan, Pat, I'm gonna reach my hand through the screen and grab you.
Nowhere.
No.
The Red Sox were the last team he played for, unless he signed a minor league deal. I don't know.
He was with the Woo Sox the entire remainder of last season.
Yeah, he elected free agency on August 29th, and that's the last thing that I have on him.
I didn't think he signed anything.
Interesting. I thought he did.
Can you guys name all the teams he's played for?
He's definitely played for the Mets. He's played for the Yankees. He's played for the Rangers.
Yep.
Who I don't know if I'm going to get any of the other ones.
Cubs?
No Cubs.
How many others are there?
He played for, I think there's only one team. One team you guys are missing.
Joe guessed Colorado in the chat. Is he right?
No, it's the Phillies. It's the Phillies.
Oh, I don't know that at all.
Way.
He was a Philly to start his career. So he played for the Phillies 2016, 2017, and then he played for the, I don't want to mispronounce this,
the Dragons?
Chunichi Dragons.
Oh, wow.
And then for 3 years, and then he came back, and he was like, boys, I am fucking back. Put me on the Rangers, and he had a 4.66 ERA.
What was his ERA with the Yankees when he got traded over there, though? He was good for them.
When he got traded, okay, so his whole time with the Yankees, he pitched 21 games with 2.84 ERA. That's pretty good.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And then he looked good with the Mets. I don't think he put up the numbers, but he had velo, and it was like, oh, we can work with this guy. But then when he
was good with the
Sox,
Mets,
he got hurt. What did he do with the Mets?
55 games, he had a 4.47 ERA, but a 3.23 FIP. So he got no help whatsoever from the defense. Yeah.
But then
Man,
as soon as he got to the Red Sox, he got hurt, and he never came back from like the velocity never came back.
quick little Joely thing. I remember the first game, regular season, Gordo, that we were credentialed at Fenway last year. I was super nervous just because, it's intimidating to walk up to Fenway and go in there like that. And then like you have to like talk to all these people who you watch on TV and you don't want to sound like a dork. So we got on the field, and I remember the second we get on the field, Joely's walking towards us, and he's singing a song, and then he daps us both up, and I was like, okay, I don't have to be that nervous anymore. Joely's here. He's in a good mood. It's kind of drizzling rain outside, but not really, and he was like, what's up, boys? It's a great day. He's the best, man. I hope he dominates wherever he goes next.
Yeah. You think, like, when you're in our position and, like, doing stuff with the players, the first time we'd ever done anything with the players was spring training of last year. And then being credentialed at Fenway for the first time was maybe 2 to 3 weeks after that. Mm-hmm. And you definitely don't think the players are going to like remember you at all. Cause like, I don't know. You think that they're busy guys. They've got high pressure jobs and a lot on the line and a lot to do, very tight regimented schedule. But no, it was really refreshing. I agree with you. I remember that moment, Sammy. It was very refreshing when he was super nice to us, remembered us, and like,
yeah. Dude, Costas thought my name was Steve for like a year.
Great. That was
then
great.
He was like, then he said, "Hey, Sammy." Last time, I'm like, "Oh, thank God, I'm not just some guy named Steve anymore."
That was the best. Walking, we were just like sitting on chairs. He walks by and he points his finger at Sammy, like twiddles it in a circle, goes, "Steve."
I was like, "Sammy, close," and he goes, close. "Damn it!" And then he goes on the field.
Shit.
Oh man, yeah, dude. I get nervous as hell when we like have to do content like that. Once we're doing it, I'm fine. But man, that first time, I remember my palms were sweating, and I was thinking, hope nobody wants to shake my hand because I got clammy hands. And then Joely just lightened the mood up. What a ray of sunshine he is.
It's crazy.
I'm so excited to be there. I'm so excited to be there this year.
It'll be fun.
The FOMO was unreal last year.
Oh, Pat, I'm excited to see, like, literally, it's just so funny. You just walk in and you just walk on the field if you want to. It's great. Like the field entrance and the entrance to the park entrance are like literally right next to each other. It's how the visiting players get there at JetBlue Park. So you literally just walk in and you just, if you want, you walk on. You're just there.
Mm-hmm.
So funny story. I've been to spring training before. This was years ago. And we had a family friend who worked in the Sox front office. So we got like MVP parking or whatever it was. We were walking through the parking lot and there were two guys walking in front of us and they're going into minor league camp. One of them was Jay Groom. And I'm like, and me and my brother's like, that's a top 3 Red Sox. Oh my God. And then the guy next to him were like, oh, he's a bum. He's I don't even know who that guy. It was Tanner Houck.
Oh,
I think Houck's better.
Maybe a little better.
Yeah, time will tell.
Hey, I wouldn't. Would you bet on that, Pat?
I was about to say, is his suspension up? Like, what's the dealio there? He's probably just Dunsky, right? Like,
no, dude, that's probably career ending.
Yeah,
he was not nearly good enough to get a redeemable minor league contract.
No, I think you're right, Pat. He's only 26. I guess that makes sense. He was drafted out of high school.
Damn.
Shout out Jay Groom. We want to do some Nuff Said before we get on out of here. Anyone got anything for me? Pat, you're nodding your head. You got something?
I got one. Joe, pull up the video. So, please. That was aggressive.
Yeah, no.
Please,
you demand it. Demand it out of him, Pat.
So Loomer went like mini baseball Twitter viral today for taking an insane shot at Jacob deGrom.
A lot of talent in that team. Everybody just sort of underperformed. The problem is you get him that opening series while deGrom is healthy. You want to play him in August when he's on the IL. The inevitable trip.
So in a game that Jacob deGrom is not a part of, Loomer just goes, yeah, you'd much rather play him in August when he's on the IL. And people were pissed about it. People got worked up about that. But is he wrong?
Oh, truth hurts.
Kind of a two-parter here. I found out today, this genuinely I mean this, blew my mind. What if I told you that Jacob deGrom has 84 career wins?
Oh yeah, that's nuts. That's great. That's so low.
Someone tweeted that today, right? When talking about his like interesting Hall of Fame case.
It was John Heyman.
John
He
Heyman.
can't be a Hall of Famer, man. I'm sorry. You
Dude, he
cannot be
can.
a Hall of Famer.
He might have to be.
No, dude, I looked. He's pitched in 4 full seasons. That's it.
Oh,
He
really?
cannot be a Hall of Famer. There's absolutely no way.
He's not a Hall of Famer today. But if
He hasn't even pitched 1,500 innings, man. He hasn't pitched 100 innings in a single season since 2019.
Yeah.
He may not be. He's 36.
There's no way. I feel bad. He's amazing. Like when he's healthy, he has an argument for best pitcher like of the generation, but he's just not healthy enough.
I mean, it's Johan Santana all over again. When Johan was healthy, he was a freak. He was just never healthy.
You know who the better comp might be here?
Lincecum?
Yep, it's Tim Lincecum. Because Johan and Felix Hernandez, I feel like are between the Lincecum and the like normal Hall of Fame pitcher, where it's like, yeah, they had a dominant era that was shorter than. Oh, no, their dominant era wasn't short. It's just their career was shorter. But I don't know, like Felix Hernandez was dominant for longer than CC Sabathia was. I'll hammer that Felix Hernandez is more deserving than CC till the day I die.
But the thing with Lincecum is like he would start like 30 games every year, and then he just fell off a cliff and was gone. It wasn't like he's hurt, he's back, he's hurt, he's back. He was just had a very short time at the top. He was also had some huge playoff moments. That first Giants World Series, he was really good. I know he's got 3 rings, but the first one he was huge. Second one he was in the bullpen. Third one I don't even remember what he did, but
that's a fascinating one. 3 rings and 2 Cy Youngs, right?
Yeah, right? At least 2.
He went back
2
to
Cy
back.
Youngs.
08, 09, or was it 9 and 10?
It was 2008, 2009. Yeah,
like two Cy Youngs and 3 rings, and you're not in the Hall of Fame. A lot has to go wrong for you to not make the Hall of Fame with that.
Oh, and it did. After 2014, he was just like gonzo. He went to the Angels for 2 seconds in 2016, and that was it. I think he signed with Texas
pitched for
a bit too.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rangers minor league team. I think didn't do anything.
Yeah,
but what do you call it? It's kind of like that to a much lesser extent. But like Matt Harvey, he was such a flash in the pan. Just went to shit immediately.
Well, he was all coked up though. That's the issue. Like
yeah.
The dude was routinely hurt, and it probably had something to do with the coke, but maybe. I don't know.
Maybe
they made him throw faster.
Yeah. Sammy, you got enough said?
Yeah. Just want to wish a happy birthday to my son, Larry, who turned 9 a few days ago on the 1st. He's taking a nap right here. Shout out Larry. He doesn't really do much. He is a cat, and he sleeps a lot. He likes to wake us up early to remind us that he needs to be fed.
Yep.
And he's gigantic. He's a gigantic cat. So if you ever meet him, he's shockingly big. So happy birthday. Happy 9th birthday, Larry. You are middle-aged-ish now for a cat.
Happy birthday, Larry. And I'll make my enough said quick because I know Joe wants to get in here too. I'll do a little sequence starting with the birthday. Happy birthday to superstar in Boston, Jason Tatum. He is teammates with Jaylen Brown, who Alex Cora compared to Kristian Campbell, which I thought was a fascinating comp. Joe, you got enough said for us, Joe, before we get on out of here?
Yes, I want to go on this theme of you guys were talking video games, I think maybe like a week ago, not the most recent episode, but talking about MLB The Show or whatnot. I feel like, and I did say like I'm sort of inclined to get a PS5. I will for sure get a PS5 because I just found out that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 are being remastered.
Ooh.
What does that mean, remastered? What's that?
It's basically like going to be the same game, but updated, better graphics and all that. I think like updated skaters along with the originals or whatever, but it's good because I had initially a PS4 and got the Pro Skater 1 and 2 remaster. Pretty easy, I would say, but still just awesome to have it.
Hell yeah.
I will tell you guys, Pat, I believe you're going to have MLB The Show this year, and
Yep.
Sammy and Joe.
I already
you already
already
pre-ordered?
pre-ordered.
Same.
Got the deluxe version.
That's the one that you get the early access to, right?
Yep.
I messed up. I thought you just got early access by pre-ordering, which is what they've done in the past. So I just pre-ordered, but I didn't get the good version. That's got to be on my to-do list. I got to see if they'll let me upgrade it, because like literally the normal one comes out like the day before we leave for spring training. So I'm barely going to get to touch it. I got to get the one you got. And Sammy and Joe, you guys got to get the game. And whoever gets the game, we gotta ride like Diamond Dynasty co-op mode. That shit's fun.
Dude, okay, here's what's holding me back. I used to be diehard MVP Baseball 2005. That was like my favorite baseball video game ever. I saw someone put side by side the gameplay
beat out
from this. Yeah, I saw someone put side by side MVP Baseball 2005 with Manny on the cover, the gameplay for that game, and the gameplay for the new MLB The Show, or the latest MLB The Show. Why does MVP Baseball look better? It's smoother and more fluid and looks more realistic. I'm like, how?
What?
How?
No.
how
It's
yes,
classic,
dude, it's
but
crazy.
it does not look more realistic.
I think it looks way
Sammy,
better. The movement,
you're gonna have to
not
try
the
again.
graphics. No, not the graphics. The movement, it looks like they're actually throwing hard. And when I watch MLB The Show, it looks like they're like lobbing the baseball, and then it comes out like 95. It just looks weird to me. I don't know. I just feel like MVP Baseball 2005 was so ahead of its time.
It was.
Yeah.
MVP Baseball 05 compared to the like understanding the time that it was in is the best baseball video game there ever was. It's true.
Great
Yeah.
cover. Great cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The two things holding Sammy back are the graphics and that they don't make MLB The Show 25 for N64. So
It's true.
I might get it. I have the
Need
I
a
have
joystick
Switch.
controller.
Yeah, I need
These
like
damn
the whole-
controls. What are all these buttons? What is this?
Dude, it just looks so much better. Like the way the guys move is so much more like fluid and realistic. Like how come no video game can match this? Like not the graphics, just the way they move is so much more realistic. I don't get it.
I'm gonna have to look up how they move, because I mean I know the graphics, they're definitely better in MLB The Show.
For sure.
How they move, I can't picture it. So maybe after we're done recording, I'll look up a video, MVP 05 video. We talk about MVP 05 so much on this show. It's so funny. Like, that
yeah,
game was
it
so
comes
good.
up once a month comfortably.
It's so good. All right. We got to wrap this thing up. Appreciate you guys tuning in to episode 184. Play Tessie before you tune out, before you go about your day. Remember, subscribe. Wherever you get your podcast, subscribe, rate 5 stars, leave a comment. Tell us which game is better, MLB The Show or MVP Baseball 2005. Find us on YouTube. We're on the WEEI channel. We've got the Play Tessie playlist there with all of our videos. So you hit the thumbs up on all the videos, subscribe to WEEI's YouTube channel, and then find us on the socials at Play Tessie on both Twitter and Instagram, where you'll be able to find all of our spring training content. We will drop it all on the socials, and it's going to be a good follow. So just make sure you're following there. For Sammy, for Joe, for Pat, for Joe producing, it's Gordo here for Play Tessie episode 184. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.